talk about communication for a little bit. One of the things over the years that I've noticed in hiring people is that the standard of communication skill set from a writing perspective, from an analytic, critical thinking perspective, and from a speaking perspective is going downhill. I think that in large part it's because the opportunities for young people to speak in front of audiences, and I used to do this all the time as a little kid in church. I was always saying, pieces in church and quoting things and get pushed in front of audiences. And so by the time I got to high school, college, and law school, I could speak and I wasn't afraid and I could organize my thoughts. And so I want to say a couple of things to you. The more you read, the better you write. The more you write, the better you write. The more you take the opportunity to organize your thoughts and speak in front of audiences, even if it's your friends, you will do that very well. In this world of, texting and, being on the cell phone and all of that, it's all great. That's a different kind of skill set that you need. But the human interaction, being able to hold an audience, being able to impact people's thinking so you can sell a product, so you can sell your idea to a company, so you can move a movement, so you can go get money for your business, so you can get hired, that's a skill set too. And so being able to communicate effectively, concisely, clearly, articulately, make sure you have that in your skill set portfolio. I want to talk about this entitlement issue. I actually see it less among students of color, but I do see it. I do see it. Some of the parents are making it. It is a fact, Marion Wright Edelman says that service is what we pay for being. Your parents have brought you this far, and you're about to embark on a new journey where you have more and more accountability for yourself, more and more responsibility. Get rid of the notion, if you have it, that anybody owes you anything, because they don't. They just don't. They really don't. What you owe your parents, your families, the community, and the world is to use what God has given you to make something better. Most of you are 17, 18. You're adults again. We're about to be adults in the eye of the law. The world doesn't owe you anything. And if truth be known, your parents don't either. They're just hanging in there with you. They love you, and they're going to be there for you. But they really don't owe you anything either. They've done their job. So if you have this notion of entitlement, if your mother and father are telling you that you have this notion of entitlement, put it away and think about, now that you've been given to these wonderful families who have brought you this far, now that you've been given scholarship assistance and you are about to embark when only a very small percentage still of the American public, still, there's only about 15% of the population goes to college, and less than that graduate. Do you know that? That's all in America. That's all. So you're about to be a minority in education. You're about to join the top of the ranks. It's a privilege. Now, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to get that? When I came along, it was enough to have a college degree, and the economy really wasn't global. America was still at the top of the economic food chain, and I didn't go to work right after college. I went to graduate school and law school, but I didn't have to because I had 4 or 5 job offers. That is not going to be your reality. It is not. So I want to tell you a few things. A college degree today was like a high school diploma was a few years ago. It is nearly the price of maybe a trip. And by the time you finish, maybe not so much. You have to do more than that. So I would encourage you to think about graduate school, professional school, starting now. And why do I say that? Well, I'm sure your teachers and your parents kept pushing you to do the best you could in high school to get into good college. The reality is you have to start thinking now about after college, because the grades you have through college will determine where you can even think about applying to and who might give you money to go to. So you can't wait till your junior year of college and say, ooh, I do something about that kid. You have to go in with the attitude of, I know why I'm going to school. It is not to get a BS and party. It is to get a degree in a field that's going to take you to the next level. Opportunity is going to be everywhere, and I want to just suggest to you a couple of things that you really ought to pursue throughout your college journey. One is try to make sure you have a global academic experience. There are all sorts of scholarships, programs in schools, and most of the schools encourage this and facilitate it, but make sure you get a passport if you don't have one, and make sure you have a global and get a global experience. The economy is global. Any employer that's worth its salt is doing global business. You will have to know how to get along with people from different cultures who perhaps grew up speaking a different language with a different set of values, religious and otherwise. And so you must break out. If you haven't already, you must break out and understand that America really isn't the center of the world. We are part of the global village. You are competing with young people from around the world who go to school longer hours than you do, who go to school more days in a week than you do, who have an aggregate better math and science scores than you do, and who have the advantage of knowing they're not coming from a weak country. And that is an advantage which makes you work hard. As you go through college, and some of you know today what you want to do, and some of you don't, and that's fine. But as you evolve and hone your skills, and I thought I wanted to go to medical school, I was pre-med, I did really well, and ended up taking the right turn and going to law school. So that's fine. But as you go forward, make sure that during summers and when you have time during the academic year, that you enrich your academic experience with internships, whether you're paid or not. Some of you are going to need to have paid internships, and they're there for the finding, but the first week that you get to school, visit your academic advisor. Visit the career center so that they know who you are, what you'd like to do, where you're going to spend your summers, what you'd like to experience, and continue to check in with those people.